Okay, yeah, my comments that I'm writing are too long, so I'm going to talk here. So, universes can have their own sense that has nothing to do with ours, especially if there's an infinite variety. They can have different initial circumstances. For example, like instead of a Big Bang, the universe could have started some other way. Um, even you don't even we also even talk about how even in our own universe that life needs water, though I don't know enough about this to say, but why can't there be a gas giant that somehow develops life that works in a way that doesn't work the same way as carbon-based life forms? Maybe there could be gas life or something, but anyway. So there could even be a universe that develops some sort of interdimensional travel, or more scarily, a universe that develops an all-powerful life form that can on its own travel between dimensions as some sort of god. But then we come into a mess where there's a universe where Scientology is real, etc. Any truth claim you make could be true somewhere, even in our own universe, because of what we know about quantum physics. Uh, any set, like even there's a tiny chance that, of course, like what you said, uh, like a bunch of subatomic particles can all of a sudden jump and just happen to all come together as chocolate on the moon, just happening to be in a likeness of TJ. It's possible, and like you said, it's not very likely. But when you have even an infinite amount of universes akin to our own that started with a Big Bang and has a similar history up until this point, because there's even a tiny tinsy bit of chance that all of these different particles can at the same time jump to the moon, means that obviously if there's an infinite amount of tries, it's going to happen an infinite amount of times with an infinite amount of variations. It's implied. uh, and even that makes sense within the rules of the universe as we understand them. Imagine universes that don't even have the same rules as ours, that because of some different initial circumstances, physical laws don't work the same way. Maybe you can have different kinds of physical laws, or maybe you can have one universe that changes physical laws every so often just because of how it is, of how it's formed, or its internal structure. So you can have all kinds of senseless universes that have their own internal sense. It's like when some like adventurers back in the day came across some civilization that they had no previous knowledge of and looked at their ways and said, "Well, this doesn't make any sense." Like this, but it's some sort of egocentric view of what makes sense and what doesn't, based on our own experiences uh, and our own structures of how we see the world. You can have something in a world where the physical laws are no longer the same. Uh, Meaning, the definition of meaning is no longer the same. It's entirely different because the way we understand the world is rooted in the world that we live in, even though now with all this new like relativity, etc., we have to change how we see the world. um, but still we're grounded in the world as it works, as it is. In another world it would have its own sense. So that's basically pretty much all I'm saying.